Yo, my people, what's going on? What's goody? This is the player ratings for the beautiful ending to a beautiful and a frustratingly frustrating game. Arsenal 3, Manchester United 1. Manchester United in the mud, in the gutter. And yeah, man, listen, I'm gonna some of my Man United friends are gonna need us today. Uh I'm gonna drink, celebrate, player ratings. I think the title says it all. Definitely man of the match goes to the one and only Rice, baby. 100 million and £5 bargain. Come on, man. Big moments. You get me? Rising up to the challenge, rising up to the occasion. This is what I'm talking about. Anyways, let's get it. Let's start. Let's go. Without further ado, drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. People, Ramsdale for me gets a solid 6. And I say solid 6 because I feel as though he did good, but at the same time, can't hold a clean sheet, just cannot hold a clean sheet. I think he could have done better for that goal. I'll be honest and I'll be real. It was a banger by Marcus Rashford, but he could have done better for me. Just doesn't, yeah, 6 for me. Moving into that beautiful defense that we all wanted to see with the legend, the General Gabriel. Let's start with Ben White, of course. You know, right back Ben White, solid as always. Listen, he was a bit suspect in this game here and there. I must be honest and I must be real. I think he gets a 6 for me. I'll leave it as a 6. You know, to be honest with you, now let me bump that up to a 7 because he did spray that lovely final creative pass for Bukayo Saka, who I'm sorry, but yeah, we'll get to him. And that was all he needed to do. Saka was just tap it in. So I'll give him a 7. Ben White, he's always solid in terms of, you know, on the ball. And I think he was a bit suspect for the Rashford goal as well. You know, Rashford beating him for pace, but it is what it is. You know, Ben White slots in well. You know, you're moving from centre back to right back. It takes an adjustment. So we'll par him off. We'll par this one off and we'll give him a 7. William Saliba, my brother. You get me? Big defender, big dog. You get me? Straight 7 for me. Again, the defense is solid. It looks solid. At times, it can seem a bit suspect, but all in all, he's there at the right moments to break the game, break the play, and you know, sweep up and you know, cover for his defenders. It's always good to see. 7 for me. Gabriel, I think I'm going to give Gabriel an 8 because I honestly think Gabriel, you know, he brings more than just the footballing aspect of it. It's the leadership, it's the, you know, it's the presence, it's everything that comes with it. And he was immense today, absolutely immense. Gabriel was critical to come back into this game, into the starting 11. The window is finished now. He can have, you know, his mind settled that he will be here at least for this season, another season, and we're going to need him to be firing on all cylinders, making no mistakes whatsoever, heading the ball when it needs to be headed, you know, spraying it left, spraying it right, just recovering, recycling, doing all the things we want to see him do. Zinchenko, again, for me, a much better showing. I think I'm going to give him a 7 today because I think for me, he was, you know, he was more composed. He was solid. He was that extra sort of number or that extra body in midfield, which we want to see. And it looked like we had our Arsenal backup moments. It looked like things were more fluid and things were more, how can I say, you know, they were more common. They were more familiar in a sense in terms of ball retention and so forth. Now, moving on to the midfield, this is where it gets interesting. Obviously, Party not being here, being injured, and you know, you kind of thought to yourself, okay, what are we going to see in terms of the lineup? Are we going to see Jorginho? Are we going to see just a lineup of Rice? Is Havertz going to be dropped? Is he not? So he played Havertz, and it was a midfield of Odegaard, Rice, and Havertz. We start with Odegaard, captain, scored that beautiful goal for that. I'm going to give him an 8. I think he should have done more, and he can do more at times. He really does kind of go quiet at moments of the game where we need that sort of captain impetus, but I say that to say this: there has been moments, and there were moments in this game where you know you can see that he was also trying to galvanize the players and make them move forward and push forward and press forward. And yeah, as I said, you know, taking that finish, taking that goal so well, for me, he gets an 8. Declan Rice, my brother, Rice, baby. Hey, drop a like on the video, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend. Declan Rice gets a straight 9. I would have given him a 10, but because we conceded, he gets a 9 for me. Gigantic performance in that midfield, making sure things tick, making sure things roll over, making sure the Manchester sort of build-up play is broken down. How many times did he dispossess the rival player? How many times did he break up play? It was an unbelievable. And then that shot, to be able to bring it down from a set piece, from a corner, he gets a straight 9.5 for me. Uh, Fantastic. Long may it continue, the celebration, the passion, everything. It all is coming together for Declan Rice. He is, without a fail of a doubt, the first name on the team sheet. I know it sounds crazy to say, but he is the first name on the team sheet, and it's going to continue like that. We're building this English amazing talent and this English amazing core of talent that I wanted to see, and long may it continue. Kai Havertz, and listen, let me say that to say this: Kai Havertz had a better showing today. He looked like he wanted it more. He looked like he essentially wanted to do more in a sense, and he almost gave us a penalty, which was a nice little sort of acceleration drive into the box. That's what we want to see from you, Kai. You need to give us more, because all you're giving us is just receiving the ball and side passing and back passing. You go into great areas, but the team don't feel confident to give you the ball, because you don't look confident. You don't maybe look as though you want the ball. The body language is not there. Things will slowly click in, and slowly he's too talented for it not to work, or at least to an extent where we don't get at least somewhat our money's worth back. He's just way too talented, and we're waiting for that goal, and we're waiting for that unique moment that he does something really special and ridiculous, and it will come. We just need to be patient. But so far, it is what it is. We're getting away with it in a sense. Havertz, I'm gonna have to give him a rating of 7. Should I? Yeah, I'll stick to 7, because at the end of the day, we won the game, and he almost gave us a penalty, and he was better, and I'm gonna stick behind him. No, no homo pause, and just kind of, you know, say to myself, let me give him a run of games. Clearly, Arteta's going to do the same, and we don't need to kind of put him down and keep him down, and start giving him bad ratings even when we win and stuff like that. So I'll give him a 7, and he was much better today, and it looks like, to all intents and purposes, he's integrated into the team. Moving on to the front three, Bukayo Saka. Bukayo Saka for me had a poor game. I'll be honest and I'll be real. Let me know in the comments if you think otherwise, people. But for me, Bukayo Saka had one of these kind of poorer games. Listen, it's not that he doesn't try. It's not that he's not trying. I feel as though he's been looked at and looked after much more this season from a rival sort of opponent standpoint. And they're doubling up on him, they're tripling up on him, and he's not really getting that much joy to be able to cut in on his left and do what Bukayo Saka does. He's done it already this season, to be fair to him. I'm going to give him a 6, because I do feel as though even that chance, that Ben White, beautiful sequence of play. Ben White laying it to him on a plate, very tame shot, straight out on Nana. There's just there just needs to be a little bit more from our star boy. But he did, as I always say, he did. It's a high 6. He did try, and there's moments where he is critical and pivotal to the speed of our build up and the speed of our gameplay. But he needs to kind of take on he's forgetting to take on his defenders. Try to take them on a little bit more, a little bit like what Martinelli does. At times you need to spice it a little bit more, Saka. You do need to go to the byline a little bit more and stretch the game out a little bit more. I'll give him a high 6. And Ketia for me, again, did very well. Huffed and puffed here and there, but I'll also give him a 6 as well. Can't give him much higher than that. Eventually being subbed off for Jesus, who came on and did the madness. But yeah, he gets a 6 for me. It's one of them games where he couldn't really exert himself and get that shot off and get that chance, or create that sort of burst of space and speed to be able to get himself a solid sort of chance on goal. Martinelli, he gets a high 8 for me. He was very close to being man of the match for us. I think he was critical to that build up for that first goal. I think he was, back to his kind of old raw self, taking on players, going left, going right, and he was mixing it up. And even Gary Neville said he was, you know, going in on his left and kind of whipping crosses in and whipping balls in. And this is what we need to see. Sometimes Arsenal is very one-dimensional in the way that they build up play and they attack. You need to have variation. You need to spice it up from time to time. And that's what we saw from Martinelli today. And he looked hungry. He looked really up for it. And that's why he stayed on right up to, the 90th plus whatever minute that he came on. He came off for who was it? I think it was Reece Nelson that he came off for. But yeah, Martinelli for me, he gets a very, very high rating as well. And that's pretty much that in terms of the starting 11. In terms of the subs, as you can see here, Martinelli coming off for Nelson, Gabriel Jesus for Nketiah. Gabriel Jesus, he has to get an 8 for me, because the way how he twanged up my man on what's his name, Dallo, and Dallo had a very good game, but the way he twanged him up for that goal was it was a bad boy Brazilian move. He gets an 8 for me. Good to see him back enjoying football, laughing, smiling, doing the call me business. Get me and catch you on one side, Gabriel on another. You already know how it goes. Gets an 8. Fabio Vieira with that brilliant pass to Gabriel Jesus, setting him free. Gabriel, I told him, listen, go back to my old school videos when I was telling people, listen out for and look out and be patient for Fabio Vieira, and he is coming into his own. That left foot is dangerous, you know. Don't get that left foot on eye on goal and eye on his striker, because it is curtains. It's going pinpoint where it needs to go, and he don't play games. He sees the pass and he makes it. He gets an 8 for me as well. Fantastic ball, fantastic assist. Again, that's two games in a row. He gets 2 assists in a row coming off the bench. Brilliant sub. Jorginho, you know, trying to lock things down, trying to control things as he would, as he normally does, but really, not really effective. Gets a standard 6 for me. Tomayasu, he was a bit more imposing. He had a bit more of a run in a match. Obviously, as you can see there, coming on the 76th minute. I give him a 7, and I think he was good. You know, it's good to see Tomayasu fit and playing, wanting to play, wanting to come on, being a headache for Mikel Arteta, and telling him, look, I want to come on and play football, you know, and really affect the team in a positive way. And last but not least, the manager, Mikel Arteta. For me, he's going to get an 8. I think the subs came on a little bit too late, but overall, it worked out. You know, I think the subs started on that 76th, sort of 75th minute. The game went very sort of, you know, quiet at times, and you know, it looked like we were lacking ideas, we were lacking creativity, we were lacking that sort of burst of energy that we need to sort of break through or do something. So yeah, I think for that he should have, you know, brought on the subs a little bit earlier. But I think the lineup, you know, he was, and I said in my pre video, you know, my preview, I said that he wasn't going to change the lineup. I didn't think he would bring Gabriel on, and you know, credit to him, he was humble. He understood that this game here against Manchester United, it's not going to be easy. If we mess around, if we play around, we'll concede and we'll lose the game. He knew he had to bring that solid, trusted 11 back in with that solid defense, you know, that's able to sort of back each other. That back four, they back each other when they're in problems, you know. Saliba backs Gabriel, vice versa. Zinchenko backs Saliba, vice versa. Like they trust each other. They know how to play with each other along with Ramsdale. So keep it and leave it as that. I know you want to integrate Timber and all of these things. It's not gonna work. Now you have 2 great defensive midfielders for multiple competitions in Declan Rice and Thomas Partey. So it looks like Declan Rice, you know, he's able to find a way to be able to adjust and hold on that midfield from what we saw today with the help of Odegaard and the help of whoever else is in the midfield, Havertz, or you know, whether it's going to be Smith Rowe, Fabio Vieira, it looks like it can work. So yeah, so then in, you know, Champions League games, Carabao Cup, FA Cup, you bring on Thomas Partey and then you switch it here and there. But it looks like, you know, just settle the team down now as we move forward. 2-week break, we come back for Everton. It's fantastic to see. Overall, he gets an 8 for me, Mikel Arteta, bringing back that solid formation, that solid starting 11, and we have a W. And that's what it is, man. Just, you know, simplify the game. I asked you to simplify the game, Mikhail, and you simplified it for the Mandem. You're done now. I'll see you lot in the next one, and we move, people. We can enjoy the weekend. Beautiful. Always amazing to get a win over Manchester United, the old foe, the old enemy, and it's 3 points on the board. Cha, we move. La, let's go. Let's get it.